Did you expect a needle?
Right to headquarters right away.
Oh, my. These smelling salts are strong stuff.
No marks, no indications of a struggle. It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood flow. That can't be natural. This is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Oh, my. These smelling salts are strong stuff.
Empty. Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yeah, there you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to it. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the... You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like...
My, look at the concentration on... There you have it. See? The collar's function. It... neutered for your own peace of mind, of course. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been...
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a...
My word. You do seem a bit befuddled. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually, a new life awaits, and if you're a...
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap, gore and limbs...
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no herself. Go ahead. She with the body.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Figured as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears up. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone.
Doesn't become a yes over time, you know.
Mum is afraid of lizards. I'm not. I think you're neat. I'd be...
Wow! You're a dragon!
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better, though.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
The young woman seems about to raise her hand, but quickly remembers herself and nods pointedly.
Who indeed? Why, my name is... Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb.
The children break out into giggles.
I say, it is.
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and...
she turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear.
Good luck, Chief.
Name? The Divine Order wants to know. Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, mate. We're trying to catch a killer here.
Knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate. They don't care about us. We're the cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, he reaches out, flicks a finger against one of your...
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in that. Your books are too full of it all. No. I want to know about this text. Tells me that they create... Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any useful information. Why did I expect it? Now please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about done with the land. You faring okay so far? Of course I do. Seems Voidwalk can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to... You'll see. We're gonna help you. You head on in now. Will...
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this day...
The lizard looks you up and down. Like all of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
I'm inspecting your teeth. In case that... There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook? Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire. Well, you got this.
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic. A bag is as good as a shirt, kind of. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then, I suppose. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions... As per your own testimony, you can cook and groom, but you have the fact still. Beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course. Oh, but... I see. Yes, Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duty.
What are you trying to hear anyway? I'll tell you.
Forgive me, kin. Were that I had more than... Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on hunt...
And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
You see what there, Jefferson? What on earth is the matter?
Murder most foul. I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
You sure about that?
Murder most foul. I strongly suspect you know all about it.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely
Never thought you'd
right.
end up a prison convict.
That right.
kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it. I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your subs.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares at...
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months...
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander,
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger up. Ifan grins, flashing, pointed.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword, and now he's Johnny Big Pants. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. I know.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who...
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise that wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow up.
What are you conspiring about over there?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook.
Away with you.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping...
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot. Lays it...
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a call.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the...
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue. If...
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you worry, darling. You'll see. I don't lick and tell.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser.
Be good, you scallywags.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but...
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
I've seen more appetizing things coming
The
out of
ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible...
And?
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger, it's...
He cocks his ear to the other side.
Anticipation. She senses something. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. You've got ears on your head, haven't you? Do you need me to show you how to use them? There now, just like that. Squeak! Aha!
His eyes snap open as it...
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise. Burn my beard. That means... if we've been travelling for... yes, only 10 points... no indeed, boy.
The dwarf leans back from the table.
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
I know you can.
Be good, you scallywags.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
I'm trying to close to the red nest. Your kind always are closest to our divine.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God! The woman, you there! Sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan! We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though.
She reaches for her collar and simply...
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked...
Precisely.
What's happened?
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out. Then his eyes fall.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use. Your words do not seem to reach her.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and... The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet, black nose and continues scratching. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs are...
Sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws...
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Please, make it stop. Oh. Too much. Too much. Can't smell.
The dog whines and
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Thank the gods. By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer! Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Saw it coming, I did. Sorcerer mutiny. Go on then. Find a place to hide.
And you thought Rivellon was flat. Pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely... The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's...
No! What damn fools... It catches fire, it turns into must when wet,
The skeleton looks up and notes...
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his...
I know your god did not gift you with... Do you look at me and think, why, yes, there is someone... No, damp robes are the most Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over. Remember, One of your race's weaknesses is having your lungs filled with water until you can no longer breathe. So, try to avoid that.
The skeleton resumes his search, leafing through...
Damn it. Need to get off this wreck and quick. Something's pounding on the hull.
The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You press your palm against the door to open it. It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow cloud.
Death fog. I need to get out of here. Now. still a chance. There's a boat. Wait. Voidwoken.
Telling where there might be more. We need to move.
Let's not tarry. This old tub is about to burn.
I hear something. It's Magister Symbol.
Wait! We need to wait!
God, stop the thing. There's no time.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? It seems someone, something, wanted me alive.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A seven-headed snake? That sounds scary. Can I hear it anyway?
You want me tell the tale of Visha, but despite...
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, anyway. They're gone now. Their majesties took them already. I guess now they're cured? And maybe they're but you didn't die. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared. Nowhere isn't scared. There isn't anywhere safer. That's you'll see. You can stay out here with me if you want.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore. These bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a voidwoken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
My gratitude is worth a great deal, if only you'd realize it. But of course you don't, so we'll... As for the slave thing, let's forget about all that, shall we? One good... Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite selfish.
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so...
As for myself, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering... What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very...
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause. During
that said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find my grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. then by all means.
He watches you depart.
A black cat. Some.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey.
What? How did I get... Hey, stop following me. Me? I know who I am. At least I think I do. Sometimes it feels like... No, I know who I am. Who are you? You think books have the answer? No.
The cat shakes its head, as if trying to wake up from a deep sleep.
Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eye...
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad some of the others made it out alive too. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore. Ooh, that's a pretty one.
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
I am a proud loyal to the Order. I would not dream of some...
Need I repeat myself?
We already know the truth, Magister. Now speak.
What's this? I found something. Let's hope this is worth the digging. thought the Order would get rid of any trace of the old Source King.